Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an F1 25 career mode video. No, this is not a series that I've been doing, so don't be afraid that you've missed out on something. I just thought I would come on and record a little gameplay of this little career mode that I've been doing here. We're in the second round of the season in China. It's a full 24 race season. As you can see, we've already done everything except the main race. I'll just kind of catch you up on what we've done this season. We are driving for Red Bull Racing. Kind of the goal of this is to finally be the teammate who can really take the fight and push Max Verstappen. Not only give him support, of course, as his recent teammates have been absolutely nowhere, but if anything, take the fight to everybody else when Max may falter, which he the AI has not exactly been all that kind to him. We took victory in Australia, and we took victory, well, it's not going to show it, in the China sprint thus far, meaning we have taken a maximum 33 out of 33 possible points so far across the season. Here are the drivers and constructors standings thus far. Nothing too crazy to make of it so far, of course, but we are obviously hoping that Max can start to pick up some really good points to help us keep McLaren and Ferrari at bay, even Mercedes when they start to pick up the pieces. But yeah, Max did qualify in a respectable fourth place. We are on pole for the Chinese Grand Prix. It is a McLaren sandwich with Red Bull bread. I'll let you make of that what you will. But let's hop right into race day.
It's time again then for Formula One in Shanghai. Northwest of the thriving city of over 24 million people is a circuit that first featured in the championship calendar back in 2004. It played host to Formula One's 1000th Grand Prix back in 2019. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the
Here we go. Let's have a look at the starting grid. Welcome to race day, everybody in Shanghai. We sit on pole position after a dominant qualifying, leading Oscar Piastri, who joins us on the front row. There's our teammate down in P4. The Ferraris occupy row 3. I'll just let you see the rest of the results right here.
Bortoletto and Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, Fernando really slacking. So is Hadjar.
And Esteban Ocon. Antonelli and Liam Lawson.
And Kimi Antonelli, probably the most disrespected driver from the F1 25 game in terms of the driver rating. He always does really poorly in these season modes whenever the AI controls him. So unfortunate for him. I do fancy myself a fan of Mr. Antonelli here. Always like seeing him do well. Yep, that is number 11. Usually 12 is my number, but Kimi kind of occupied that, so went with the next closest number. Let's get right into it. We already have our car obviously all set up. Let's look at our strategy. It's looking like the game wants us to start on hard tires. Let's see what everybody is going to start on. A lot of hard runners. Lando Norris on the softs. George and Pierre on the mediums. And then some more soft and medium runners towards the back. I'm a little surprised with how many people are starting on the hard tire. I may even want to extend this stint. But you know what? I'm going to rock with it. I'm going to take a little bit more fuel out. We'll go 15.5 laps instead of 16.5. But we don't need to mess with too much. Let's just get right into the race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're racing in Shanghai. Decent start. Oscar going to try and give a run, but he's going to have to tuck in behind us as we go into the long, winding right-hander. Here we go. We're able to maintain the lead off the line. Two Ferraris scrapping down there for P5. Max is able to get a good enough launch. Lando is probably going to be wanting to charge hard through the field and make a move for the lead on his soft tire before his tires start to fall off. I'm certain that the AI will somehow find a way to mess up his strategy, as they somehow often have soft runners or drivers run on the soft tire longer than they probably should. We'll use a little overtake here. We've got the battery to do so. So we get towards the long straightaway section here of our opening lap. We're going to turn on the overtake mode, try and increase that gap. We've already broken well over a second ahead of Oscar, although I will say in the sprint race, which again I did off recording, so don't worry that you've missed something here. Oscar did end up finishing second to me in the sprint here in China, and he was catching me towards the end of what was only a 5-lap sprint. Obviously just doing 25% here on the race distance, so yeah, not too long, but still long enough that we can have a decent race with some shenanigans happening. Maybe a safety car, maybe a red flag, who knows. Probably not here around China, but we'll have to see. But Lando Norris did move ahead of his Papaya teammate, as we are still pulling away from him despite him being on the much softer compound. Our battery is doing alright so far, although I will go ahead and charge a little bit more backup since we have such a big gap. I want to make sure we have an abundance of battery over our opponents if we should need to fight them at any point, although hopefully we will just have a clean race, unscathed and unbothered by our opponents. The only time we should really experience any sort of traffic is if we have offsetting pit strategies, although with us starting on the hards, we should be among the last people to go into the pits, so we will see how that works. It looks like Lando's already done well to break DRS. Speaking of DRS, Max likely just used it to overtake Oscar Piastri, move up into the provisional podium places. Wonderful. It would be amazing to have him join me on the podium, as he finished 4th in Australia and then was unable to score in the sprint after being knocked out in SQ2, qualifying 11th for the sprint here in China. Looks like there's some scrapping there for P3 between our teammate and Oscar Piastri. I almost said Lando Norris, but he is kind of unbothered on his own little island there in second place. We go purple again. We're still improving. Charge a little bit more battery. Oh, touch the grass there. Lose just a hair. A little bit of time there. It's alright. We're still maintaining a perfectly acceptable gap to everyone behind us. You make sure that Max doesn't fall too far behind Mr. Piastri there, that he's able to get DRS down the back straight here and go for a move. It may honestly be better for him to be able to make a move down the start-finish straight, as then it would be easier for him to hold on to any position gained. But looks like he may have just been able to stay within DRS, but it's not going to be enough to make a move. Are we going to punch in another fastest lap here? I don't know. Will we? Oh yeah, easily. By a tenth and a half or so. Not even like I'm necessarily pushing I'm just trying to make sure I stay out of trouble, stay unbothered here at the front. I will say I'm not playing on 110 AI because I'm not that good, and I'm playing on a controller, which automatically kind of puts me at a disadvantage compared to all the YouTubers you see with nice wheels and everything. I'm just on a simple Xbox controller. We still go purple in Sector 1 despite turning our battery off. That's good news. Means our tires are well up to temperature here, despite being the hard compound, the hardest one available to us this weekend. We're winding our way through Sector 2 here. Lando Norris still, although we're dropping him, he's still staying about the same gap ahead of Oscar and Max, and even Leclerc behind. Looks like Lewis got overtaken by his teammate there. We're going to turn the battery on just a little bit. We're actually going to go overtake mode to get up to speed here. Down the back straight, I guess we will try and punch in another fastest lap since we're on such good pace. I mean, I can't help it. I'm just going too fast, I guess. We have reduced harvesting. There's no point in turning the battery off, I guess. Oh, that's not good news. Looks like Max got overtaken by Leclerc. He's going to had him back for a moment, but then Leclerc got him again. We punch in another fastest lap by, what was that, 22 thousandths of a second? Not the best margin in the world, but hey, we weren't even trying for it, so I will take it. So long as we're still increasing our gap to those behind, I believe I'm around 75 or 80 AI difficulty, which I'll definitely increase. We go purple again. I seem to have gotten more into actually tweaking my setup and paying more attention to those sorts of things, which have immediately increased my pace and made me a lot faster at the game. So I will definitely be turning the AI up to make it a lot closer. I did not tweak my setup for Australia all that much. I did a little tweak just on my own without really researching anything. And I qualified 7th. Now I did still charge through the field on lap 1, take the lead and never look back just because I'm that good. But for here in China, I actually did go online and look at what people do for their setups and replicated that to a degree, which allowed me to take pole, as you saw, by over a second and a half. So, and sprint qualifying was much of the same, just so you know. So, setups definitely help. I would recommend, if you are unaware of how to set up your car, definitely go online. There is an abundance of tools and websites. You can go look online for free and find ways to set up your car for each track. It's what I've done, what I'm getting into doing. So I'm also working on managing my battery better. Normally I would just leave it in medium, except for when I'd go to overtake mode for a little bit extra, but now I'm actually turning off my battery entirely at certain points to help harvest the battery, keep it up higher instead of just lingering around the 10s and 20s range. I'm actually able to maintain a higher level of battery. They want me to achieve a lap time of a 142. Well, I broke a 142 on the first lap of the race, so I think I can manage doing that. We're about to, we have a 10-second gap to Lando Norris. I wouldn't be surprised if he boxes this lap, but it seems like his soft tires are likely starting to die off. I think I can extend my stint by a lap or 2 even. That way when we get to the mediums, we are able to not even have to get to the stages where they get so worn that we start to lose pace on them. We can just not have to worry about it at all because the hards are able to go for so long. Lando actually closed a little bit there, probably on the straight, probably used more battery than we did. That's alright. Our pit window is open, but I don't think we're going in this lap. I think we're going to stay out for another lap. I was reading the subtitles there, and yeah, Lando does dive into the pits, as do no one else, it seems like. Oh no, someone does. A Haas does. Okay, but they're towards the back, so it took a little bit for them to even reach the pit lane. Yeah, and some more people. I think Kimi Antonelli, probably Gabby Bortoletto as well, dive in, but they're not in our race. We are, honestly, frankly, in our own race here. At the front, we were about 10 seconds ahead of anybody behind us. Now with Lando pitting, we're 13.5 seconds ahead of Leclerc, so very much looking to be a dominant win here for me today. So long as we can keep it clean and not do anything too stupid, which I think I can manage. This has the makings of a wonderful, perfect weekend for me. And blast the overtake down the straight, where we will wrap up lap number 7. Here, I saw a little bit of dirt on the screen. I almost thought it was raining. We are not going in this lap. We will save it for probably the next one. Honestly, I'm starting to not put in quite so fast sectors, and so probably do want to go in this lap, maybe. Let's see what some of the other hard runners do. Leclerc dives in, Piastri dives in, our teammate stays out. Okay. So if we go in this lap, we may be double stacking with him, but we're at the point where we are so far ahead of him that it doesn't really matter. I don't think we're going to hold him up that much. Yeah, we're going in this lap, I will say.
Stopping this lap.
Yeah, we're going to go in onto the mediums. Let me turn the battery back on a little bit. Here we go. Nearly 17 seconds ahead of Verstappen. We were setting at exactly 17 seconds ahead for a moment there. That was kind of satisfying. Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz find themselves up in the top 5 thanks to alternating pit strategy. We're going to blast our overtake, try and increase our gap to our teammate, help him out just a little bit more, so that he is absolutely not held up in any way, shape, or form by me in the pits. That is the last thing I want to do. He may be my teammate, but I certainly want his help in the constructors. I've had it too many. Ooh, safety car. Okay, that is... well, it's time to pit. That could not have been better timing. Red flow. Okay, what happened? Oh my god, was it Max? Oh my god. What happened to Max?
Right, this is a good chance to change our strategy for
I mean, yeah, we're going on to the medium tires. Can I look at the... yeah, I don't even know about that. Come on. Oh, it won't let me... What happened? Max is down in 7th. Okay, so he didn't crash. He didn't have a mechanical retirement. He just spun and probably got stopped on track. Okay. So obviously he lost positions due to being overtaken when he spun. Our teammate down in 7th. Not ideal. Now we have Lewis Hamilton. Why am I on the hard tire? Wait, do I still need to pit? Wait, what happened? Wait, why am I on the hard tire? Oscar Piastri's out of the... what is going on here? Do I still have to pit? Wait, I'm so confused. It should have put me on the...
okay, clear.
Alright, give me pit stop information.
Your pit
window's now open. They're gonna make me do a stop with 5 laps left in the race? What? It's a red flag, man. Why weren't my tires changed? My tires weren't changed, were they? I mean, no, these are new hard tires. Why was I put on new hard tires? What happens if I... finish the race on these tires. I started on hards. My strategy said I would be on mediums. But now, you know what? This video just turned into a science experiment. I'm now going to go see if I finish this race on this tire, am I going to be disqualified? I do not know. Okay, yeah, we do need to drop Lewis. We kind of didn't have the best pit. Oh, they do want me to pit. They want me to go into the pits.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
So, yeah, I probably will be disqualified if they're still telling me to go into the pits. They didn't change my tires during the pit stop. Or during the red flag. What? What's the point in any of that? Was it because I was driving through the pit lane? Or like about to enter the pit lane? Well, if I box now, I'm going to come back in, well, when I come back in 19th. Like, that's not ideal. I don't want to pit.
Okay, mate. We're seeing a lot of tyre wear at the moment. Please try and
Yeah, shut up about my tire wear. My tires are fine because you put me on new hard tires. Why would you do that? Red Bull have absolutely screwed up my strategy. Was I just not paying attention? Is this on me? I may need to go back and look. I'm not going to restart. I'm going to roll with the punches, but like, holy cow. I mean, I kind of want to box now just to see where I would come out, for one, and two, how much I can recover in like 3 laps. Because that's all I would have. Well, shoot, I'm about to hand Lewis a win here, aren't I?
Okay, no issues
Well,
with tyre
no.
wear for now. Keep taking care.
No, I'm going to the end on this tire. I don't care. They can disqualify me for all I care.
Fastest lap of the race.
But I'm going to the end. I'm finishing the race on these hard tires. And the game will not stop me. They may disqualify me. They may take away my 25 points. You know what? It'll only make the championship a little bit more interesting. Where's Max? Is Max anywhere? Like, come on. Come on, dude. Can I have teammate information? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I need to stop reading things. Alright. I'm looking at menus and trying to read this text in front of me. I'm not doing that. Alright. Let's stop running off the road. Let's stop looking stupid and having skill issues and just finish this race. I want to see what this does to me. What the game does to me. Are they going to deprive me? If I cross the line... Well, if I cross the line to start lap 14, the game will know I can't pit at that point and change my tires. And so are they going to disqualify me then? Are they going to tell me right here when I cross the line that I need to box or else I'll be disqualified? Because if they do, then maybe I will. Maybe I will and then I'll catch up.
Okay, we haven't used both dry
Okay, yeah, that...
to come in
Okay,
with the other
alright,
tyre.
then... yeah, use... Well, shoot. Oh, well. What did I just say a minute ago about not reading while driving? Yeah, that's, not the easiest thing to do on a controller. Alright, well, I need to run away from Lewis, box here for softs, and then try and get back in the points, I guess. I don't know if that's really feasible at this point. Red Bull had absolutely screwed up my strategy, throwing me back out on the hard tires for no reason, with 5 laps left in the race, and now I may not even score points. What in the world? Why? This is ridiculous. Even in the game, Red Bull just are crumbling, man. I mean, I know I'm not driving the best. I had a few times kind of sliding or running off the track because I was trying to read something so I could figure out what the heck to do here. But like, goodness, just let me put my head down and drive and not make me worry about all this nonsense. And that's my battery gone. Why is my battery not like recharging? Have I just been using it that much? Max is up into P5. He's going to inherit P4 once I come in for my pit stop that I definitely should have made already. Alright, we're going to see how far back we drop. Oh boy. Well, here's our pit stop. Here's our soft tires. Let's go. Why am I not like why in the pit lane can I not recover battery? Yeah, I'm in last. I'm in last by a few seconds. I'm literally going to get 19th here. I probably would have had a much better chance at catching if I had boxed a couple laps ago, but it is what it is. Red Bull have absolutely messed up what would have been a flawless weekend. It would have been a grand slam. But now I'm going to walk away. Probably still the championship leader because Lando is absolutely nowhere after boxing before the safety car or the red flag. So he probably was absolutely screwed over by that. So I'm likely still the championship leader, especially thanks to my 8 points I got from the sprint race. I can actually see the cars ahead of me, which is kind of nice, but it's not going to matter. I've had my battery off this whole time because it's not like I can somehow send a dive bomb when I'm over 3 seconds behind 18th. So Lewis Hamilton going to go on to take the race victory. Our teammate's going to pick up some good points for the team at least. And yeah, we are nowhere thanks to a red flag, which should have absolutely helped us. But somehow, due to some strategy error, some glitch in the game, whatever you want to call it, they didn't change our tires. They didn't change at least the compound that we were using. And so we go from a dominant pole position to down in 19th place. Mika Hulkenberg is your driver of the day. I actually don't remember who's going to end up being on the podium. Yeah, victory for Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari. I guess it makes sense. In real life in 2025, he did win the sprint race. So, and that is Fernando Alonso on the podium in P2 and Carlos Sainz. No, Fernando in P3. Okay, and Carlos Sainz got P2. That is a very interesting top three indeed. Lewis gets the win in Ferrari. Carlos gets on the podium in the Williams. And Fernando Alonso absolutely gifted a podium by the safety car and by my team's strategy flaw. But regardless, congratulations to them picking up good points for their teams, and it'll just make things more interesting for me to, fight back from this. Not saying it'll be an incredibly difficult fight because I'm me, but goodness. There's your podium, yada yada. We can see our final race results. We do pick up the 8th most points over the course of the weekend thanks to our 8 points in the sprint. But if we just look at the race results themselves, yeah, Lewis rises from 6th to be on the top step. Carlos from 10th to the podium. Fernando from 14th to the podium. Max staying right where he was after all of that. Charles, Lando, George, and Gasly, and Behrman getting the short end of the stick there, and then we get the absolute shortest of all short sticks, being forced to box at the last possible opportunity because we again get put out on hard tires after the red flag when we were already on hard tires. what in the world? Anyway, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. Be sure to leave a like and comment if you want to see more F125 content and even F126 when that comes out. Because I love playing this game. And if you guys want to see more, I'll certainly record it. But with that all being said, I guess we can end things off by looking at the updated standings. Lewis Hamilton actually takes the lead by 11 points in the driver's standings. I guess he did do pretty well in Australia, so. Lando Norris right on our heels, just 4 points behind. Max Verstappen does rise up to 4th, tying with Leclerc. Alonso gets a heavy haul of points from his P3, rising up to 6th in the championship. So does Carlos to rise to 7th. Oscar takes a huge dive thanks to his DNF. And yeah, constructor standings, Ferrari take an 11-point lead, the exact same lead that Lewis has over me. Well, because Max and Charles are tied. Can't separate those two, nor can you? But still, obviously, incredibly early on in the season, so it is, of course, incredibly possible and frankly easy, dare I say, to make up those gaps. But regardless, that is still work that we'll have to do. But again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.